we can
containers that they made.
consider
into
getting this
the
meeting
tanks.
started. Let's see, first order of business, can I get a, well, there's no,
I'll make a motion to
Yeah.
approve the agenda.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, regular minutes. Can I get a motion for the regular minute?
I'll make a motion for the regular minutes of meeting, the regular meeting minutes of June 6th, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
You got me thinking.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Me.
Motion is carried. Okay, I guess the first order of business, we can update on the youth center.
Sure.
I guess Jay can give us
Really, the members of the board, the only thing that we have is the survey did go out. We ran it the full, was it 7 days, a full 7 days. Shut it down. This time we only had 42 responses.
Were they older kids?
We actually had 33 youth, and that was 18 years and younger. We had a lot of 18. When I say a lot, I would say that we had anywhere from 7 to 10 who were 18. But as far as the breakdown of it, I'm sorry, we had 6. There was 17 that was up towards 10. We did have no 13-year-olds. I thought that was kind of weird, where we skipped a year. But that was our respondent age that we had. Out of those 33, we went ahead and took out everybody who was older than 18. The school, we did have one thing I'd like to point out on this. For some reason, the survey did not like the birth year of 2003, and it wouldn't let you save it. But we got in there, we were able to recover that data. So those responses, they were actually able to be put in, but it was I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't an error on our part. We tried every way, but that's one way we filtered it, was by the birth date. Of course, we had the majority of our respondents attend Lovington High School, followed by the Freshman Academy and Taylor Middle School. When we look at, busing to the center, this time 73% said they would not utilize that, and that's of the 33 students. Of course, all of the adults said yes. The 9 adults, I think there was 1 adult who said no, but overwhelming majority said that they would not utilize free busing to the center.
But most of them, majority were
Drive.
driving age, right?
Correct. Yeah, thank you. And then, of course, volunteers. We had 3 adults who volunteered, and 2 of those were open responses, and what an open response indicates is they didn't really put down anything in particular that they wanted to volunteer for. We had 1 who said volleyball. We had 1 youth who, now these are the ones who actually left contact information.
Okay,
That's
now,
good.
give you
Yeah,
We
contact
had
info.
some who said, yes, I'd love to volunteer, but no name, no contact information. But dancing, cooking, and baking. So I guess you would say the meat and potatoes of this survey, this is what the results look like from the 33 youth respondents that we have. As a comparison from the last time, I actually have this chart here. The area in red indicates what our first survey results were from I believe it was the 9 students that we had. Blue indicates this one. And there's only a little bit of a variation in the priority of order, I guess you would say. Now, there's no way, well, there is a way, I guess you could look at it this way to determine if we combine these results, which we did combine them, to find out was it the same person who responded the last time. We didn't go to that effort. We're treating these as totally separate and brand new responses. So we have a total of 42 people. Number 1, of course, is TV, and then painting classes received only about 4 responses. So when you look at what we're doing now with the new programs, those will have a check mark. Okay. This thing's going to drive me nuts. So we have TV, viewing spaces, dances, volleyball, basketball, a computer lab, the lounge area. We have tutoring, we have creative arts classes, And then, of course, painting classes. Creative arts and painting classes, those are pretty much one of the programs that started just 2 weeks ago. With Dante Rios teaching the, I guess, urban art, or as most people call it, graffiti. Actually, it's being very well attended. It's been very popular. I'll share with you what they're hopefully doing today. So whenever you look at some of the ongoing things, coffee and juice bar, we still need to get that equipment in. It's still, you would look at probably, 40% of the respondents still wanted that. Dance, tumbling, and cheer, that started officially today. So Latoya, were you down there where she started her class?
Yes.
How many do we have?
2.
We had 2 show up for this class, and I don't remember what that schedule is. It's on our Facebook page. But one of the things that she normally does is, excuse me, at her studio gym, she normally shuts that, she's still operating that, but she shuts that down in August because of Fair and Rodeo, everybody getting ready for school. And she thought, should we do the same at the youth center? And as I told her, I would prefer not to see that happen. I hate to see you lose momentum. But it is her schedule. She is doing this as an independent contractor for us. I want to encourage her to keep that going. But you know, this is the first week. We'll see how it goes. See what kind of response that we'll have from it. Exercise class. I put a little dot on that one. We did have an individual who expressed an interest in teaching Zumba classes. They currently teach Zumba classes here in Lovington. However, the only way that we would do that is, one, we would have to go through an RFP process since we have more than one Zumba instructor, but also at the same time, it would be for individuals. It would have to be targeted towards youth. We would be hosting adult Zumba classes down there. This individual kind of threw out a rough quota, like $3 or $4 a session, which I don't know what the going rate for Zumba is, but asked them, you know, have them call me and we can talk about it, see what this looks like. They haven't contacted yet. But that pretty much, that hits every area, but the ones that we I just love animations. Okay. So the other ones that we don't have, of course, if you look, cooking and baking classes, 24% only wanted that out of all of our responses. I'm a little hesitant, even though that is in line with, you know, dance, tumbling, and cheer, and tutoring and stuff. I'm hesitant because of the equipment cost. You can see in the Hobbs paper, you know, our revenues for last year are 17% down. Our gross receipts are down. Before we make an investment in cooking equipment, you know, pots and pans, it may only be a small amount. Before we take that step forward, we want to make sure that our revenue forecasts are relatively consistent with what the reality is. Guitar lessons, 12%. I don't think we could pay somebody to come down there and do it. The one, I think we had 2 responses. They said they knew a couple of chords, but there was no contact information on it. Gym hockey, my dream, is going to be put on hiatus at this point. So if we want to play hockey, I'll whittle a hockey puck and hockey sticks out of a single piece of beech wood. But right now it seems like, yeah. So right now it looks like we're pretty much meeting those demands and needs, or the wants of what kind of programs we would like down there. So I think we're on the right course. Once we get through summer programs, we'll get into I guess some semblance of normality as far as everybody knows you go here on Tuesdays for this activity. In the summer, it's nice. We've got overlapping things that everybody seems to be working out and getting along just great. The Dante's program down there, we got our spray paint in. We ordered our spray paint today. And I know when I was talking to Mara about it, she's like, well, is there a wall that they can practice on? And
I'm scared.
Needless to say, I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a hard sell for me right now. But a couple of years ago, what one of the things we teach is, self-rescue and search and rescue and stuff. And we just don't have a lot of buildings and houses that we have access to. So we created, it's a floor plan simulator, and it's panels that are 4 by 8. They're 2 by 4 framed with sheetrock. We have various sizes, and we basically make a floor layout with walls, because firefighters, whenever they do their job, they're supposed to be down on their hands and knees, not standing upright like they do in the movie. But it just helped. But we have those wall simulators over there, and so what we did was we hauled today about 10 of those down there for them to actually practice on. So that way, we make sure that they're really good before, it's like an oops. So at least it'll allow them to practice their spray techniques, and we're only looking at $10 to $12 for some really thin sheetrock to replace once they use those boards up, and we have more of those simulators. Plus, I also thought, what if a kid does a really good job and wants to keep that? All he has to do is cut the sheetrock and take it home. Only problem we have is storage. We really don't have an area down there with easy access to pull them out for them to practice. So for the time being, I told them just to have them, there's a little cubby hole. The gym is here, kind of goes back. It's actually on the east side, and then comes up to the old youth center building. We'll just have to stack them up over in there because we frankly don't. It takes 2 people to move these things, and I don't know how big those kiddos are. And so for right now, we're just going to have to leave them outside until we can figure out some other place. But they should be down there spray painting right now as we
So
speak.
what ages has signed up for that?
The majority of them are going into 7th grade. I have about 18 kids that have been going continuously, and I know that he's only lost 2 that come in and out randomly. So I think that's pretty good overall, 16 kids for having lost a whole month of them not having been in contact. And I actually was really excited yesterday because I had 6 of them text me, "Are we having class today? Can we still have class today?" I was like, "No guys, it's the 4th of July, go home and have fun." They're like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm positive, y'all stay away, no, we're not having class today." So, but I've had really good responses from them. They're really, really excited, they like it. Dante's gone along well with them, he hasn't had any issues. Nobody talks back. They actually help each other out a lot, which I found really surprising. I went the first day that we had it, and he would start teaching everyone how to make remember how we had talked about sketchbooks? He was teaching everyone to make theirs, and then we had 6 kids that came in late, and they sat down at the table, and the kid next to him was like, "Okay, this is what you need to do." Right away, we didn't even need to prompt them or anything. They were super helpful with each other. So it was really good. And I did tell them that once the 28th comes, because that's our deadline, we're going to discuss if we need to change hours or anything like that, because right now it is set from 3:30 to 5:30, but that's kind of cutting it really close with school time, so we'll see. It's been good so far. And I know Dorothy covered it in the Hobbs News Sun, and I know Andrew also did a piece and sent it out to all of his people, so. Okay. Jamie?
I don't know if Jamie has
Yeah.
anything to add. That's all I have for today.
Okay, we had 91 children at summer programs, first session. And I limited it to 15 teen helpers because you get any more than 5 per room and then it becomes counterproductive. So we had 106 daily at summer programs. We had the 15 teenagers and 1 Dante at art class 3 times a week. This is consecutively for 2 weeks, and they all showed up. It was awesome, awesome. Today we started dance class with LaToya. 2 attended, and they were little bitty girls, and it was so cute. If you could have seen those little bitty girls on a big dance floor with LaToya. It was awesome.
That might be due to holiday right here. People calling.
Yeah. We had 1 wedding and 1 baby shower last month. On the 25th, we had Eastern New Mexico University came and did foster home classes for prospective foster parents. it's a different, different place for them to come. And, it was it turned out real well too.
Well, that's kind of cool because it makes the foster parents aware of activities down there too,
It's,
so
it's,
it's a plus there for that.
yeah, and she came at like 8 o'clock Saturday, and she had different, I don't know, it's like different stations set up and everything, and then, they had material, it was pretty neat.
Did Amy do it?
Did what?
Amy Ward do it?
No,
Or-
this was,
Okay.
I don't have her name. I have it written down, but I don't have her name. And it was really good though, but Amy Ward will go in. I mean, I assumed this was from Eastern New Mexico University, one of their
Okay.
staff.
Gotcha.
That's why there wasn't any, like hometown people
Yeah.
there. And some of these people that showed up for the class, it was like, wow, she lived here? No, and so they were from out of town as well, so
Okay.
it was real informative. And, we have 55 in summer adventures. We only have them from 1 to 6 on Monday through Friday. They offered and we accepted. They come to mop on Tuesdays, which is like the greatest thing. And then,
And it's going much better this year?
yes. I don't know if it's, me, if it's the people running it, it's just different. It's positively different. So towards me, I don't know about anybody else, but it seemed really, really well. The gym is still open. We open it at 3:30 till 8. And the little guys go in there and play basketball till 6, and then the big guys, I don't know how they can play down there because it's a swamp cooler, and they play and they keep running out. They come in and play and run outside. But there's still a big crowd down there at 3 o'clock in for the men's. And the men this year have been trying to come early. When I tell them, no, you can't, this is their time, and it was like, well, we were 13 once, and stuff like that. And I was like, well, this isn't your time. Come at 6.
What is the age range of the older ones?
16 and over. I mean, I sat down next to a guy that had arms like this big, and I how did you get those arms? And he told me prison. So that was just, I was like, oh, okay. And so there is no age after 6.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, he was
Okay,
too.
so
That's all
from
you did.
3 to 6, it's
Under
up to
18?
Yeah.
up to 18, okay.
Yeah.
And then,
Then
okay.
it's the adult.
And then it's just whoever.
Yeah.
Well, it can go one or two ways, right?
No, they're always real well behaved,
Wow.
really well behaved. And, they're just, and we tell it's time to go, and they say we're only on 2, and I said it's still time to go. You've got time to get to 3. And it's been real good. It's just been so packed, which all the first part of summer, that's really,
So it's been utilized.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
too.
You mentioned a wedding and a baby shower. Was that the last of the rentals?
the one wedding was. The baby shower was in the snack
And
bar.
so we're actually not doing any more rentals, because that was it. When, moving on to another subject, I know you spoke earlier about the bands. When is that supposed to kick off?
That's supposed to be August 16th, August 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, August 6th.
Fair and rodeo week.
Yeah, the first day of fair and rodeo, and I've told them it's his first day of fair and rodeo. And I think maybe it's, that they just have this date in mind and that's what they're working for, so.
I don't,
Well, and you've got two different crowds there. I mean, that first day of rodeo is geared more towards the Hispanic, isn't it? And that,
Yeah.
when the Hispanic does all their things and,
right,
That's
and a lot
usually-
of, on
and
the
then-
sixth, that's that first Saturday, and that's just a lot of the setup.
yeah,
for
there's not any.
When vendors move in and things like that, you start moving animals in as well, so.
And the parade is the next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not,
Yeah.
like, I guess,
It's not
In full swing.
official.
I guess whenever you say it's fair and rodeo, this is the behind the scenes stuff that if you aren't a 4-H parent.
Yes.
Yeah, you're looking at two different groups here, you know, that the band kids are gonna be a different group than the,
Well, I'm assuming afterwards
rodeo,
they'll
I
probably
think.
head to the, teenagers
Yeah.
nowadays don't like going really early to anything, so I think
What,
you'll be
what time are
okay.
they gonna do it? Do they have a time set
They
up?
have planned at 6.
Six?
I don't
so
know.
no more rentals or parties planned or anything like that, right? Okay, cool.
So do we have any other business we really need to take care of? Bobby?
I do have one question. Back when the center reopened, we had, Coke machines that when they got broke into, they got tore up and they come got them. We talked about a few meetings ago about trying to get somebody to bring some more in. Do we have any word on that?
I haven't received that.
Well, I was just thinking with all the guys down in the gym, all the kids in the gym and stuff, they need something.
You sell them to the snack bar, don't you? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah.
Yeah, we keep them in the little, refrigerator in the snack bar, and we always have water. But in the gym, the boys bring their water, or they go up to the drinking fountain between games. I don't know, I just never thought of getting a Coke machine back.
Yeah.
I don't think we should aim for a Coke machine, maybe like a Gatorade or powered with Coke, is that?
Well,
what
a
it is?
drink,
Yeah.
drink
Yeah,
is
drink
right.
machine.
But is it really cost effective?
It'll cost the city, anywhere from $250 to $440 a year just in electricity.
Okay, maybe it'd just be better to keep them in the refrigerator and sell them like that.
Yeah.
I would, yes.
Yeah. Do you
I
have,
would
do you have the
prefer-
Gatorades too, or just Cokes and water?
No, we don't have any Gatorade. We keep water and, we usually keep Coke and Dr. Pepper and Sprite.
Yeah.
But
The three
really, it's
basics.
amazing to me, but really, it's, the kids want water.
Water, yeah. They're more water drinkers.
Yeah,
There you
they
go.
want water. They'll even like leave summer programs, go out and get lunch, come in, put their milk on the counter and say, can I have a water? And so, I say for 50
Milk
cents.
on a hot day.
I know,
That's
lunches,
rough.
lunches serve
Yeah.
both the white and chocolate milk, so, and those are rolling out good too.
How are they doing that? How is the cleanup on the free lunches? I know they've been having a little bit of issue at the Avenue D Park. Are they cleaning up at the center?
Yes, well, because we have Veronica went down and got the training, and then Veronica has this boy named David that then she trained, and they have it going just so slick, and they're all piled up neatly there. They just come pick them up, and it's really been, it's been great having Veronica run it.
Good.
Okay, you have anything else? or-
Yeah, I missed the last meeting, and my apologies for that, but in the minutes it said that the youth center hours were changing on June 20th. How did they change?
You know, the schedule that we had, it was basically incorporating Saturday hours.
Okay.
I think it was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, like 1 to 8. Wednesdays, it would be, I believe it was 6 to 8 or 3:30 to 6, or 3:30 to 8.
what's our Saturday hours?
I think it is Wednesday. I think
It's a
Wednesday's the
very-
day that's weird.
Wednesday was a very short day,
Yeah.
because that's the day to let them roll. But I want to say that it's the same hours on Saturdays,
Okay.
so
Okey-doke.
I have them on another computer.
And from the public, Ron, do you have anything?
Not public.
Okay.
He's right.
Do we have-
Pressing this seat to the floor, so I think everything's going good.
Do you have the schedule done enough that we can have like a printout that we can post places
Yeah,
for?
I want to visit with Jamie, just go over some
Fine too.
tweaking on it and everything, get it in a different format that's a little bit easier. That schedule, I perfectly understand, but I can see, somebody like my son looking at it, that just doesn't even make sense. But I'll just have it in an easier, more user-friendly format, so we can get it out there.
Because I've had
Okay.
several people ask me what the new hours and schedules and
Right.
stuff were, and I only knew part of them, so.
Right, I know, we just haven't had the time to work on it. I know Jamie's been busy, swamped
Oh, yeah,
with the
summer
summer
programs.
programs, and I've been a little busy myself.
That's why I was kind of surprised when I saw it was June 20th when it changed. I thought, ugh, I would have waited till after summer program probably.
Well, we
but
have
in a
some
way,
newer
but-
things that are already
Yeah.
implemented, so we just wanted to kind of get people used to a new rhythm.
Yeah,
The summer schedule, we'll probably have to tweak it. I mean, it's nice, but we've got things on top of each other right now
right.
that we may modify it, but as far as the remaining, 10 months of the year, the schedule ought to remain fairly static. Once we come up with something else, new and exciting.
Well, if there's nothing else really on this agenda, there was something I was gonna bring up, but we can talk about it next meeting, and I'll just mention it. It's, our meetings, the progress as far as being every month. I know we'd probably have to re-amend it and change it instead of having it every month. Me and James, I spoke with Marla about it, and I don't know. We just need to give it another month or so, and if we're not really having action items, I don't really see a point in having it month to month. I mean, I don't know, I would just have to get a feel on what y'all
Yeah.
think about that.
Right now, we're following, I guess you would say, the letter of the law, since we're
Yes.
supposed to be monthly.
The law of the land.
But, we don't have very many action items, and I would hate to, everybody's busy, and I would hate to have a meeting, just to have a meeting. If we changed it to where it was either, quarterly or 6 times a year, we still have the flexibility to
Call
meet,
me.
to call me. It's just doing it monthly, I don't know. I mean, we barely made quorum today. And I would hate for us to have if we had a couple of action items and we didn't meet quorum, having to wait till the next month at least. If we set basically you would have to amend the municipal code, which that's not a huge undertaking. But if you set the meetings, 2 or 3 months in advance, I think everybody will be able to plan their schedules hopefully around that. That's an advantage to doing that. I know we've set the first Monday of every month. It's kind of rough coming off of a holiday, but really it's whatever the board would like to do.
Well, and one thing too, I want to throw, we talked about meeting like quarterly down at the youth center in order to review some of the things. And I think next month's meeting would be a good time to meet down there at the youth center and see, maybe we can get an idea of what the kids' artwork is looking like and check out the game room and some of that sort of thing. So I think next month would be a good time to go down there and check that out.
It's an awesome idea. I might want to spray paint.
I like the 6 times, like Jim was saying, it's 6 meetings that we set, in advance, like we're gonna meet, I don't know, every other month or something like that. I think 6 would be good.
I feel like we've got momentum going now.
Mhm.
and I don't wanna lose that. And I know when we were only meeting 4 times a year, time we got to the meeting from the last one, we had forgot what we discussed, and
Yeah, I think 4
You know.
times is too little. I think 6 times is a good one though. 'Cause it's-
Well, and you know, getting the ideas of what the kids want and everything is kind of helping us to get an idea of what needs to happen down there too, and get things going.
I just thought I'd
that
bring
way.
that up, it's something to think about, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
if it's,
Well, I think 4 o'clock is real, especially when school starts. It's gonna be really hard for, like, the teachers and everyone to get, you know,
But we had a hard time with them at lunchtime too.
Yeah, I can't.
You
do
know,
it.
it's, Bobby would usually make it, but he's about the only one that would usually make it from the schools. Of course, I think it's about the only one, I mean, Mr. Michelson does pretty good, but better than we have in the past,
well,
so,
he's a ex
He's-
official,
yeah.
so
yeah,
he doesn't actually vote.
and,
4 o'clock is about the latest that we can have it when we're reading the paper. It's a financial perspective, because frankly, we don't really need to be paying overtime, if our meetings run over. Most of our city board meetings only last, with the exception of the city, well, and their commissions. Planning and zoning commission and the city commission, most of our meetings only last, no more than an hour. So this gives us, you know, for instance, we started a little bit late today. This gives us a cushion, so that way we're not encumbering overtime. So 4 o'clock would be the latest. I would really want to push the meeting. And then on the flip side, I think the time is good. Most of our other, but it's really, I mean, if we want to continue to meet monthly, that's fine. I do agree. We do need to meet down at the youth center, and I was thinking next month, honestly, the other day, we need to have a meeting. I think at the end of summer, it would be really good to have that meeting down. So we can go ahead and plan for next month's meeting and have it, we'll make sure we publish the change in location. But it's really, I guess this may be something that we would want to consider a recommendation to commission if we want to change it next month. I guess we should all just kind of stew on this, but if we do want to change it, we can list this as an item to vote on at the next meeting to pass along to the city commission, then it has to get through the city commission to change the ordinance.
just really thought I'd throw that around, just think about it, but I know Marla has a point, it's fresh on your mind, and if you miss, if I'm 3 months down the road, I'm gonna ask her, well, what did we talk about? She's gonna say, no, I told you.
And then if you miss a meeting, it's more months than that, so.
Yeah, I do agree, 3 months is kind of a far time, but at the same time, like today, you know, it was nice to hear updates, and that's always good, but I feel like maybe if we did it every other month instead, and I love the idea of us meeting over there. I
Something we
think it'd
really
be
need to
great.
think about.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that out there until
Yeah.
the wheels start turning.
start turning on it, okay? One other thing that just kind of flew into my mind is trying to make people more aware of the youth center. As they start having their back to school nights, could we maybe set up some kind of a, you know, we'd have to get with the schools, but maybe, you know, like at the high schools or something, or not the high schools, but, you know, 6th grade on up, set up something to kind of hand out flyers or something to, you know, letting people know that we are down there and what we have going on, and maybe make some colorful art to put, use our portable walls as a background screen or something, and maybe, you know, making people aware that there's tutoring programs down there and that there's, you know, computer lab that the kids can go do homework and.
Honestly, if you could just either, if you want to email the principals, like the thing to like give to the kids, they do it, or if you want to drop them off, they'll put anything in teachers' boxes.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I'm just thinking some
youth-related.
on
Let me rephrase
FaceTime that the parents is-
Youth-related.
Yeah.
It says no.
You know?
No, oh, one of the things you could do would be to make the copies already ahead of time.
Uh-huh,
And then registration is coming up,
yeah,
7th grade through 12th grade. They have to be accompanied by a parent. So if we had a little room on the table, whatever, we put flyers on there,
Uh-huh.
and as they pick up the rest of the paperwork, parents just go through and start writing papers, and they take them home and start going through them.
Yeah,
So that would be the good time to give them to the older kids. The younger kids.
if they don't get too overwhelmed and just toss it to the side, that would be the only thing that I would think sometimes. They're like, I'll tell you, from a parent standpoint, you're going, I've filled this paperwork out every year for the last 13 years, why am I doing it again?
That's fine, you only have to fill
Yeah.
out what changed.
But,
Anyway, so that way,
yeah.
and then elementary, of course, K through 6, usually the parents show up with the kids anyway. So,
yeah,
I mean, that might be a good way to have it done, but you would have to get that done pretty soon because registration will start
right,
the second week of August. And so they would have to, whatever flyer, whatever kind of flyer you want would have to already be designed.
yeah,
And I've been there like for 17 years, and we've done everything other than knocking on every person's door and handing them a flyer. You know?
Yeah.
There is, we don't know what to, like with the, programs there, 35 filled them out, and they were given to everybody. I just
Yeah.
did summer programs, parents, kids,
yeah,
and there was only 35 returned, and
yeah. And then we get those saying, well, we didn't know anything was going
We
on
don't
down there,
know.
we didn't,
we didn't.
yeah, we didn't know,
We didn't know. We didn't
And-
know you did that. You did
Yeah.
dance. You did tutoring. Really, my
Yeah.
son needs tutoring. And
Yeah.
it's like they only look for us when they need something, or they don't even look at all and say, well, our youth center doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? But
yeah, and that's why I was just trying to think of something maybe to kind of get the word out more.
One of the things that I know it came up during the survey was that the best way to do it is through social media. So maybe if one of the teams that's helping out, like maintain the Facebook page or like anything like that, like push it, no? Okay. Then
We have a social media policy.
Okay.
and it can't.
Yeah.
And I know it's been a sore spot for a lot of people, but if they sign up through the youth center and they're under 18, that's as far as it goes. It doesn't go out to the public. It doesn't, we have several youth center sites, but the site that the kids get on isn't advertised. And
Well, maybe we need to advertise that page so the kids can.
yeah, but then we wouldn't have any kids. We'd have lots of parents, but we wouldn't have any kids using it because all of a sudden it'd be open to everyone.
Here's what, we had talked about this before. We have to work on our privacy.
Yeah, there's a,
Brandon, there's a fine line when with Facebook and social media and Freedom of Information Act. There's a lot of opinions out there, legal opinions.
and we're dealing with
But
minors.
yeah, where it's one of those, as a parent, and I know there's settings in Facebook, but really it's just to protect the youth. I wouldn't want somebody staring at my son does not have Facebook, but if he did have a Facebook page, right now, I wouldn't want a stranger to know that my son's on this page. So it's trying to protect the privacy of those kids, but also honor the Freedom of Information Act.
Well, 'cause I know that the Facebook page that we have, you like it, it's not a group, so they can't see who your members are. Like, I can't go
Yeah,
on into
it's
Main Street.
just going in and tweaking it
So
and
maybe,
getting membership.
and maybe just not even like posting pictures of the kids, just posting like hours or like schedule, like, I think that would
And
start
that's
to help
on
out a lot.
that's on the regular Facebook is when
The regular being the city Facebook page or the, Because the activity center page is just for the volunteer kids, right?
yes.
So that's a
Yeah.
group, that's not a page.
Yeah.
They're different. And so maybe we need to get a page and just
And there's,
post
well, and
information.
somebody,
to
yeah.
Their group.
make sure.
Which,
Well,
if you run into that issue, like I can see if you're a member of this, of this group,
Mhm.
and not all of them are, but if they're a page,
And you can
prove
just,
it, yeah.
information
And
there.
just post, no pictures, no, like, but just to
Go when I was helping volunteer, taking the pictures in and all that stuff, and we, at the end of the summer programs, we had a video of all these pictures. And it was great, and all the parents loved it, but then all of a sudden, we had somebody come up and said, I don't want my kids' pictures on there. So then we had to stop, and that's the same thing that they're talking about with the page.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, you don't have to post pictures, you can just post information, it's not
Information
Instagram.
page.
So we
But
could
we
just
post-
give information.
We post all the information on the group page.
Yeah, but the groups are closed, so not
Well,
everyone has access to it.
Well, yeah, but if they just want information, why can't you just use the group page?
Because you would have to become a member of the group, and that's where you're running into that issue of everyone having access to knowing who's on that group. That's what I'm saying, a
Well,
page
but
would be better.
But, well, cause I don't know, I'm not gonna give you guys, I'm not gonna give anybody, the kids' that they use at the youth center because they're trusted
Mhm.
with that, but they can get everything on the group.
But that's what I'm saying, though, then you have to allow them access to their group. They have to be,
Well, let's
They
just,
all have that.
let's just kind of keep that in thought and put that on the next agenda for next month, because that's going to take us a while to correspond with that and get everything, I know you're thinking about it. But as I say, if there's really no other further business, this meeting is adjourned.